Today marks the beginning of National Volunteers Week. Nearly a third of Australians volunteer in some capacity, from charities to volunteer fire and rescue organisations. Joining me now is the Chief Executive of Volunteering Australia, Mark Pearce. Mark, it's great to have you on the program. I know certainly through COVID, through recent natural disasters, volunteers are really what kept this country going in many respects.
Kieran, good afternoon. You're quite right. Volunteers are an essential part of the fabric of communities throughout this country, and a lot of volunteers are involved in day-to-day activities which support community. More than 5 million Australians volunteer their time through organisations and into community each and every year. More than 6.5 million volunteer their time into community, but not necessarily through organisations. And whether it's floods, fires, or even the cost of living crisis presently, volunteers are essential to ensuring that communities are supported in the ways they need to be.
Right now, there must be a great deal of demand as well, given the cost of living crisis. We use that word a lot, but crisis is exactly what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, most certainly. And I think we see that when there's need in community, volunteers put up their hand and they volunteer their time. And we've seen that unfailingly through time, certainly as a consequence of the crisis, as you say, with respect to cost of living, whether it be with food banks, whether it be with organisations assisting with other financial needs associated with cost of living presently. Volunteers put up their hand, they're engaged in community, they're offering assistance and the help that's needed to ensure that people aren't as that they don't feel the difficulty as profoundly as they otherwise would.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you have encountered this. I certainly have, and met people that have gone through their own difficulties, maybe mental health or other issues, but by volunteering, it's really helped them, the volunteer, through a time of turmoil or difficulty.
Yeah, indeed. And we see the data is really very robust around the benefits which flow to volunteers as a consequence of volunteering. We did some research during the lockdowns of the COVID lockdowns. And what that found was that for those people who were able to continue to volunteer, they had far better mental health outcomes than those who had to stop. We know that there are profound benefits which flow to volunteers as a consequence of their volunteering. The issues associated with loneliness, mental health issues associated with loneliness and other are oftentimes alleviated by volunteering. Just being able to participate in community. And again, COVID taught us that social connection is really fundamentally important. Volunteering provides an opportunity for people to engage within their community in a meaningful way. It boosts self-confidence, it creates networks, it adds to the quality of life that people feel.
Yeah, indeed, whether it be those old great organisations like Meals on Wheels or one of the new ones like Orange Sky Australia that helps do laundry for the homeless. Great initiatives. Well done to you, Mark, and thanks for your time at the start of Volunteer Week in Australia. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Kieran.